I should've known you weren't good for me. I only stayed because you wanted me to. I became things I didn't want to be. You made me do things I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do. I thought you would treat me like somebody. I guess I was only here to satisfy you. All you ever did was use me. Why did you have to go and hurt me? Hurt me. All you ever did was use me. Use me. Why did you have to go and hurt me? Why did you have to go and go? I was nothing but a joke to you. You never respected me for who I am. You were someone I wanted to run to. But you never really gave a damn. Why do I feel so worthless?
So worthless.
Everything for us is now hopeless.
Whoa.
All you ever did was use me. Why did you have to go and hurt me? Hurt me. All you ever did was use me. Use me. Why did you have to go and hurt me? Why did you have to go and go?
Forgiving and forgetting, it's just not gonna happen on my behalf. I'm trying to move on, and I hope you weren't the last. Cause I'm a little messed up now, a little far gone now. Did you get what you want? Everything went down the drain, it's so wrong.
All you ever did was use me. Why did you have to go and hurt me? Hurt me. All you ever did was use me. Use me. Why did you have to go and hurt me? Why did you have to go and hurt me?
Welcome to another episode of TAJ Radio. Now this week I'm excited about because I have TOMi KENi on here. So glad to have you here, Tommy.
Thank you for having me.
I will be talking with Tommy about his album, Artistic Opinions, the constant dropping of his new music, and the rap scene in Ireland. It's going to be a fun little episode. So, before we get to talking, we are going to play the first song by him called Cake, featuring Celery Mai, which has a music video. So we're going to play the music video. Here we go.
Yeah. Tell him eat the cake. Put it in his face. Put it in my face. Cake. Let him get a taste. Yo. Running like a chase. Yo. They know they got it bad when they see mine. All these bitches be tricking like some sea lion. She wanna give me kitty, ran off beeline. Decline, cause I'm busy licking chocolate off of his V-lines. X was a rap dude. They be telling me snap dude. I don't fuck with a whack dude. They tired, I slap snooze. We all almost did a tape. I ain't talking Miss Kardashian, and I'll be blowing stunts like what the car's crashing. You know I'm a real big bitch. I like to puff real big spliffs. I make a deal, then I split. I like to ice my wrists, and if you can't afford that, tell him bring the pour back. I won't reassure that. If he hits my phone, I'll report that. Tell him eat the cake, then I put it in his face. Let him get a taste, run it like a chase. Flip it in reverse, put it in a hearse. Give it, then I take. Tell him eat the cake. Shake it, shake that ass. Cake, tell him eat the cake. A fat thing that I make sing, I bring true up the bag. Come on, a bad bitch, make a mad bitch. Pulled up like a jag. Some dope, tell them no hope. Yes, bitch, I'm a sag. Swish, bitch, I'm a rich bitch. Give me my badge. Other dude had pipes. I go and set my sights. Float like some high kites. I read them their rights. Cause it's time to kill. And I show my victims no mercy. I'm a thief for the lights. I Jacksons, no Percy. Tell me the where's my baddie be? You can't get mad at me. Asking where's daddy be? Boots like I'm Patty B. Pulled up in a caddy B. Ask P where Cassie be. Drop belt like a chastity. So cute it happily. Tell me the cake, then I put it in his face. Let him get a taste. Run it like a chase. Flip it in reverse. Put it in a hearse. Give it, then I take. Tell me the cake. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Tell me the cake. Shake it, cake.
You want to do drugs? I can get drugs. Why are we talking about this on camera?
Are you dumb? Are you dizzy? Got 4 or 5 goons with me. You say that's your man, then why the fuck he tryna get jiggy? I got hella stacks, I got back fats, and your man thinks I'm pretty. I'm the chick he dreaming of, but he can't get his kitty. I'm not tryna cuff, I just want some head. All these dudes that chat the most wanna get inside my bed. Look, 7 days of the week. I'm a dog, I'm a creep. Yeah. Oh my god, he a freak. Wanna get some of me. I wanna nut, he wanna bust. Tell me how this comes to taste. He being shy, I don't got time. Let me put this juice all in your face. Head game too strong. Sagittarius any long. Seller, get hella fellas. I can get whoever I want. All you hoes move back. Get money, get stacks. Your boyfriend's blowing out my back. Don't you know he likes his girls fat? Thick thighs in my waist snatch. Yeah. I'm abundant and all you bitches lack. That's a motherfucking fact.
I know they all want me to let him eat the cake.
Okay, and that was Cake by TOMi KENi featuring Celery Mine. So, I've been watching the process of the video. I've been following you for a very long time. We have been getting pretty close since I started making music, honestly.
Late 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Late 2018, probably October, I think.
Yeah, October.
That's when we first started working together.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get to our first, I want to talk about the cake video. How did you even, what was the concept? That's what I was going to ask.
The concept was just cake. So there's, in the video itself, the video was set in a lecture hall in my college. So they had this big wall of speakers, and I thought that looked really, really cool, especially for my first video, for my first proper release. So I thought that would be really, really dope. And then I decided to build a giant, enormous cake just to have it on set. Thought that would look super sick. So there wasn't too much of a concept behind the video itself. I just kind of wanted some good shots. I wanted the cake to be included. And I wanted the background to look dope as fuck. So that's kind of just all there really is to the video. It took me about like, I want to say a good hour or two to make the cake. So it was a long process, but I think it came out really, really nice.
Oh wow. Wow, and the fact that it was actually a real cake in the video, I thought the cake was like,
No, it wasn't a real cake. It was a fake cake. It was like but I made it myself. It took me.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I was originally gonna make a big cake, but then I was like, that would be impossible to keep refrigerated. So I just decided to go with the fake one.
Yeah. Like trying to have like just like imagine like having a real cake and you like, yeah. I don't even know what I wanted to say, but
I don't know
anyway, all
what I
right.
would do with it, a real cake after the shoot. Like it'd be such a waste.
Yeah. And the dog too. I saw like a dog in the video. It was cute. Your pet dog.
Oh yeah, there was smaller cakes in the video itself. Those were real cakes, and those were all designed by me. But like the big cake itself in the video, that was fake.
Oh, that's actually very cool. And was Cake originally going to be a feature? Was it a feature or was it solo? Like which was it?
It was originally a solo song. So I was originally going to use it for like a mixtape or something. But then when I recorded the full song, there was a verse where I dropped. So the third verse was originally, it was a long verse and it was just me name dropping artists in the music industry and in the acting industry as well that I found attractive. It was just like punchlines on their names and stuff. But then it was actually you who recommended to me that I should get a feature on it. So that's
I remember you showed me Cake before.
That's when I went to Cela Vida Mai and I got the rights to the beat and it kind of just all came together really perfectly.
That's cool. And I love Cela Vida Mai too. I'm glad you actually put her on it because she's very good.
She is so dope and she's one of the sweetest artists I have ever met. Like she's probably one of the most welcoming artists towards me when I came into the industry because she'd been in the industry for a good few years, I think since 2011. And then when I sent her our first collaboration, Lose Control, in 2018, she was so happy to work with me. And then when I sent her Cake in 2019, she was so happy to work on that as well with me. And it's been great because there's not only a work relationship there, there's also a really solid friendship and we talk the whole time and she's hilarious. And it's really nice to have someone like that close, like in Ireland, in the industry that I can talk to and kind of they understand what it's like to be a queer artist in the music industry in Ireland because there's not a lot of us.
Yeah, true. It's like being like us being LGBTQ artists in the scene is really hard to connect with people and especially at a time like this now where like racism and pandemics and all this crazy shit all going around. So yeah, it's very, very hard. And people getting their music promoted, getting playlisted, so much going on.
Yeah, it's harder to create music at the moment as well because it's harder to get into the studios with people and like with different artists and producers and it's kind of more or less impossible to shoot videos at this time as well. And like obviously music videos are a key fundamental thing for releasing music, like especially for singles. Like when the pandemic hit, I planned to shoot 4 videos for songs that were on my album already. And unfortunately, I just had to cancel them all because it just wasn't possible.
Anyway, okay, so getting to what I really wanted to talk about, which is the Artistic Opinions album. So I have some questions about that. What was the first, what was the concept? I always ask that. But yeah, what was the concept behind Artistic Opinions?
So the concept behind Artistic Opinions, so the album itself kind of took like 2 years to put together. And essentially, I wanted to make an album that was really, really honest about who I was and just about everything I was going through, while also keeping a couple of bops in there with like obviously with Cake and Awoken and Killer Vibes and stuff. But like a majority of the album itself deals with my depression, my anxiety, and my suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, and just kind of how I was dealing with them and how I felt at the time. So I think it was really because like it's so easy to get lost and just make bops all the time, and so easy to be uh, so braggy within music, which I love to do. But I thought I just really wanted something that was very honest, very real, and just fully truthful. And I thought that was important to me when creating this album. So that's kind of the route I took.
That's very amazing. That's amazing. That's how I felt about mine. I wanted to, because my album's named after me, so I have to like. I was like thinking. I was in my head. I was like, oh, I gotta, do these type of songs so that make sure, make people know who I am.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You gotta like, because it's so easy. Like once you come into the industry, it's so easy to get lost in everything. But it's like important to make sure that the listeners know exactly who you are, know what you're going through, and can relate to that music in a way as well, which is always nice.
yeah, which is why I put like so. Which is why my album has so many moods. It's like happy, cocky, sad, sexual, whatever.
Emotion, like
So yeah, yeah, that's why my album got so many type of songs. Cause I didn't want to put just like the get at me's or the expenses,
yeah,
stuff like that on there.
yeah.
I wanted to put show my vulnerable side too.
Just the original album track list itself didn't include a lot of the more truthful records like Die Tonight or Feel the Rain or Numbers. The original track list only really included Lonesome and Repressed Feelings, which is how I kind of, those songs inspired me to make a more truthful project and just kind of show a more vulnerable side and speak more on everything else I was going through.
That's amazing. I love artistic opinions. I just love you because you show that because the album showed like every side of you. It shows how real you were, and you know I love the singing too. You may not like it, but I do.
I was not a big fan of my singing, but look, sure, look, I need to put in some hooks somewhere, but um,
Was it going okay? So was this album going to be just hip hop and rap, or did you have any other genres you wanted to incorporate?
the original album itself was mainly trap. It was mainly just trap music, and then obviously I took a lot of that out because it didn't feel genuine the way that I was going. I did want to include more soulful kind of songs, but I'm gonna keep that kind of stuff for later. So I'm working on my new EP at the moment, which is almost finished, which is mainly just trap because it's kind of the direction I'm going in. But then following that up, I'm going to kind of go back to the roots of artistic opinions and just incorporate more R&B and soulful sounds, and hopefully get a choir in on a couple of songs as well, just to kind of give it a more euphoric feel and a less sad feel, more of a positive, like, oh, I've gone through this, I'm still going through this, but I'm going to come out of this, and I'm going to come out okay, and I'm going to come out alive, and just kind of build it up, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
I think going outside of primarily hip hop sound would be great for that project once I do get around to starting that project. So I think that's the direction I am going to be heading in eventually, hopefully.
Oh, I would love to see this new direction. I love it. I love when artists like don't put themselves to a certain genre, because I feel like everybody can make the type of music they want to make.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. But I,
yeah,
I, love, I love when artists can kind of switch it up every now and again. I like when an artist releases a title and just by the title alone, you can't tell what kind of song it is. Like you have artists like Nicki Minaj or Kendrick Lamar or whatever, and if they release a title, you're not exactly sure what direction that
yeah.
song.
Like you don't know what to expect.
Exactly. But then like there's other artists who they'll drop a title and you know exactly how the song's gonna sound. So I kind of like to be able,
Especially when they put like snippets and stuff out.
yeah. But like I kind of like to have a catalog where if I release a title, you're not gonna be sure what what the song's gonna sound like.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Like, is he gonna go rap? Is he gonna go pop? Is he gonna go metal? So, stuff like that.
Keep it interesting, like.
All right. Before I get to the next topic, next song we are going to be playing is "Ride Through the City" featuring George Rose and Bobby Arlo. Let's get to it.
Yeah. TOMi. If you wanna ride through the city with me, better get some shots just to put it on your base. You know that I got it, and that's to say the least. If I'm gonna eat, then all my crew gon' feast. Yo, switch lanes, tell the driver to Uber. Drive by, but shots like I'm a shooter. These snakes, I ain't fuck with Medusa. I'm finna do them what you ain't used to. I told them that I'll claim the city. I slide through your crew, exit quickly. That's your problem, it ain't mine. If you don't like me, what a pity. Sarcastic, I'ma bounce back like elastic. I'm a motherfucking Mr. Bombastic. I can write classics, really got the magic. I'm out here killing, that's just the facts. This buzz like the villains, I'm way too high. Poop in the skirt, try to die. Go against me and I will get it. If he got George on the hook while I ride through the city. I've been that bitch and I'm making big moves. Money talks and that shit is due. I'm with the brothers, ain't shit new. They talk all that, but ain't shit true. I make them trip. I told them dip. All my boys got the cream in the whip. Baby, I'm just wildin', but they ain't in my zone though. Tell them to go harder, they might as well go home, bro. Why they on my woo, but they claim they ain't a homo. All this ice up on my wrist, looking like a snow cone. If you wanna ride through the city with me, better get some shots just to put it on your base. You know that I got it, and that's just to say the least. If I'm gonna eat, then all my crew gon' feast. I go all up, the whole team bows up. I told them don't make me repeat. If you wanna ride through the city with me, with me. These fake motherfuckers ain't on my level. Never settle for less than gold medals. Kick ships, snap the pedal. Fire my eyes, me looking like a devil. Green lights, I'm going. Red lights, ain't stopping. How y'all consider my comp when y'all really ain't popping? Put the rings on just to match the wrist. Get your fix, might drop it on a disc. Pass the walks and his windows down. Pull some stunts and you gon' get clown, get cocky. I felt with the big dogs, hush puppies, don't make a sound, be quiet. You're not making sense when you get backlash, don't act innocent. Don't be like that ain't what I meant. I got moolah, I spit my 2 cents. Spirits in the ghost with the phantom. Once again, have to drop another anthem. Blueberry vodka in the red cup. Bad little bitty with the glow up. Bet you wish you didn't show up. Bang bang with the blow up. Baby, I'm just wildin', but they ain't in my zone though. Tell them to go hard and they might as well go home, bro. Why they on my woo, but they claim they ain't a homo. All this sex up on my wrist, looking like a snow cone. If you wanna ride through the city with me, better get some shots just to put it on your face. You know that I got it, and that's just to say the least. If I'm gonna eat, then all my crew gon' feast. I go all up, the whole team bows up. I told them don't make me repeat. If you wanna ride through the city with me, with me.
Listen, you better follow system. You can't be always pushing and fall upon your feet. Listen, you better know the mission, 'cause if you play the victim, you know we gon' eat. An intellectual vibe, but the mess when you hide. You don't like it, then leave it. You can see where the door is. You ain't got no respect for the rule we set. Then nothing is to say except break you down.
Okay, that was "Ride Through the City" by TOMi KENi featuring George Rose and Bobby Arlo. Okay, so second topic I wanted to get into. I've been seeing you've been dropping a lot of new songs lately.
Yes, I am working on a lot of new music, and I know whenever it just feels right to drop a song, I'll drop a song. Like this month, I have another 2 songs dropping before the end of the month. I think it's good for underground artists just to keep consistently dropping music and just keep showing their presence within the industry. So that's what I like to do. And I'm also a big fan of working with other artists. And sometimes if you're not dropping consistently, there's not a lot of time to work with everybody you want to work with. I have so basically like obviously I've been dropping songs non-stop since lockdown started. I dropped the so Artistic Opinions dropped right before lockdown. Then I dropped during lockdown. I dropped Killer Vibes. I dropped Disastrous. I dropped Homo. I dropped Color. I dropped what else have I dropped? Oh, I was on Get At Me. I was on The Banshee, and I've been on a couple other records since lockdown started. So I think it's just important for me to consistently drop and drop and drop and drop, and then obviously put energy into those records and make sure I'm happy with those records and that those records are perfect in my eyes. But also at the same time, being able to drop those smaller records gives me time to work on my bigger records and my EP, my upcoming EP, and my upcoming singles, and work on concepts and visuals while still maintaining a voice within the industry.
That's actually that's cool. I love that you were, getting into new music, especially after this lockdown. You know, I've been seeing you doing quarantine collabs. Is that going to be like a new album or mixtape or EP? Or are you just dropping singles here and there?
So the way quarantine collaborations are working is there is a project of 10 songs that I have. So Disastrous featuring Vita and Homo featuring Hunter Blake and Viscose were the first 2 singles. So the project itself is looking at a release of late next month, hopefully. I still have about 2 more artists I need to get vocals in from. But until then, I am dropping the 3rd and last single from that project called Gecko featuring Rich Fish, which drops this month on the 21st.
Yes, I can't wait for Gecko. Yeah,
So after that, the other 7 songs on the project are all going to drop together. And there's a couple different sounding songs. There's a bit of trap on it. There's a bit of old school hip hop. There might be another pop record as well. Who knows?
Wow. See, you get into all these genres. Okay, you begin into all these genres. So not only the quarantine collabs, you've been doing remixes as well. You did the Billie Eilish song "Bad Guy," right?
Bad Guy, yeah. When that song originally dropped, that's when I recorded the remix, and then I kind of never mixed it. I never planned on releasing it. And then this year, for some reason, just about a week before, actually, no, I think it was like 2, 3 days before I dropped the remix, I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing this like last year. Maybe I should revisit it. And so then I just re-recorded it, mixed it, and just threw it out there. And as far as I like, a lot of the feedback on it that I've gotten has all been positive. I don't think I got any negative feedback on it, which I'm happy with. So obviously it was the right move for me at that time.
And also, I know this one remix was made 1 year ago, but I still want it on streaming platforms. And this the George Rose remix, Trust Issues. Like when did George gonna let you put it on streaming, or like did things not work out?
So no, what originally happened with that record is George had sent me the song before Laren was on it. Like, he didn't send it to me to feature on, he just sent it to me for feedback or whatever. And I heard the record, and when he and Laren put it out as a single, I got in the studio with Ash Williams and Albert Gray, and I said to them, I was like, oh, listen up, boys. George has sent me this record that he and Laren just put out, and he sent like the instrumentals on it. How do you feel like surprising with him with a remix and like throwing it up on SoundCloud? So the day before we dropped it on SoundCloud, I told him, I'd said, just letting you know, George, there's a Trust Issues remix dropping tomorrow. And as soon as he heard it when we posted it, he went crazy. He loved it. Laren loved it. So, but there was never real any talk about posting it on Spotify or on like Apple Music. It was kind of just a SoundCloud thing, just for fun.
Oh, okay. Now I love George Rose and Laren too. Like
Oh,
honestly, I could have had all three of y'all on here.
George Rose and Laren are incredible, and that the original Trust Issues is it's an immaculate song. Like I don't know. I hope to see them work together in the future because I know Laren's working on some stuff at the moment. So I'm hoping maybe George Rose will make an appearance on his album because that would be super dope.
Mm. See, when TAJ Radio ever comes back, it's probably coming back next year. But like, say if I wanted to randomly do it again this year, I might have them up here. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll work some things out. But anyways, love the new music that you've been dropping lately. Keep up the good work. Keep it up. Love it. I'll be watching. um. Anyways, okay. Last song we're gonna be playing is Hallelujah. So yeah, let's get started.
Holla, 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 hallelujah. Holla, fucking hallelujah, bitches. Holla, 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 hallelujah. Holla, fucking hallelujah, bitches. Holla, hallelujah. I was broke, I was hurt, hallelujah. I was down in the dirt, hallelujah. I was never coming first, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I was hit, I was kicked, hallelujah. They were throwing stones and sticks, hallelujah. Now I can't be fixed, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Dear Lord, that's word to a sinner. I came straight out the womb for some roomless beginner. He cooked a lot of green, but he ain't sharing his dinner with some fake ass phonies who chatting shit about your inner. You don't know who I am, you ain't follow me, bitch. I could be a savior, but I ain't taking your leash, bitch. I'm taking the lead, bitch. Tell him go and leave quick, cause you ain't a prophecy. Probably that's me, bitch. I've been bout my shit ever since day one. I was born, my parents, yeah, they won. And I shined a light like, yeah, they stunned. And these bitches stand, but God, he's son. You ain't blessed. I seen the rest, tryna beat it to the test. I'm making floods, tryna find all of the best. Like me or the devil, we just might mesh. Hallelujah. I was broke, I was hurt, hallelujah. I was down in the dirt, hallelujah. I was never coming first, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I was hit, I was kicked, hallelujah. They were throwing stones and sticks, hallelujah. Now I can't be fixed, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hail Mary, that's full of grace. They got something to say, but not to my face. I hope all of these Eves don't get tricked by the snake. And I hope that these atoms won't bite and break. I fell from the sky, yeah, I fell straight from heaven. Man, straight through the ground like I became a hellsman. If you won't take your soul, then what will you sell then? Hear the whispers in the dark like, what did I tell them? That ain't none of your business, man, that ain't your concern. Man, eternity's down under, I'm too precious to burn. I guess old saints have no new tricks to learn. I got the cards, how the tables did turn. You ain't blessed. I seen the rest, tryna beat it to the test. I make floods, tryna find all of the best. Like me and the devil, we just might mesh. Hallelujah. I was broke, I was hurt, hallelujah. I was down in the dirt, hallelujah. I was never coming first, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I was hit, I was kicked, hallelujah. They were throwing stones and chicks, hallelujah. Now I can't be fixed, hallelujah. Hallelujah. You ain't blessed, and a motherfucker like me stays blessed. Cause you know that I like to stay blessed. And it ain't my fault that he ain't blessed the rest.
And that was Hallelujah, our final song. Before we go, I do have our last topic. I want to talk about the rap scene in Ireland and just diversity and stuff. So I know you're in Ireland, you're Irish. How did you feel about being a rapper?
Rap's been something I've been doing since I was like 11, 12. Obviously, I only started releasing in 2018. So in those years, I kind of just started working, I started writing, and I didn't really know about the scene until 2018. So I had a good 7, 8 years to like perfect, in quotation marks, to perfect my pen game and that's when I moved to Dublin. So originally I live in the countryside in Wexford, and Dublin is where like it's more busy, there's cities and stuff. So when I moved there, I kind of got a hold of the scene, if that makes sense. So I started meeting new rappers, I started making these connections, I was on sets of videos, which was so dope. Um, so that's kind of when I came into the scene in Ireland, and that's kind of how I'm trying to make a mark.
That's cool. Okay, so there's a lot of other Irish rappers that I know. Is you, is Ash Williams, is Albert Gray, and how did you first get into them? How did you first like connect?
Okay, so this story, so back in early 2018, I started dating this guy, Aiden, and essentially what happened was
Oh, we
Aiden,
just saying names.
I mean, we're not dissing. I'm just like me and Aiden. We were a thing for a couple months, but throughout those months, I met James, who goes by Albert Gray, through him. So him and James were really, really good mates, and then me and James became really good mates, and we started working together while me and Aiden were still dating. And then James introduced me to Ash, and then through James and Ash, I met Babikins, I met Ex Nihilo, and I met Cross Eyes. So we kind of created a little, I don't want to say collective, but kind of like a friend group between the
Yeah.
six of us. And we just kind of became close. We started all working together. So obviously I've worked with Ash, I've worked with Albert, I've worked with Cross Eyes, I've worked with Ex Nihilo, and me and Babikins have upcoming music together. So it's really nice to kind of have that group with a bond, I guess, where we can always count on each other and always just work together whenever we need to or whenever we want to, which is dope.
That's amazing. I love all of you, and I love just I love how rap, not just in Ireland, but in like everywhere. Like I love how diverse music can be, and you know, which I want to talk about this next thing. 'Cause I know the Black Lives Matter stuff. It was everywhere, not just in America. It was everywhere. Um, and knowing you're not black, but I know you were speaking about the protests and the murders and everything, which I thought was very cool. I love that you're somebody that's speaking up for our people, my people, and like, do you do you ever get like people tell you like, oh, you're appropriating, this type of culture? Like, have you ever got that? Because I know it's hard for artists of different artists who are different type of artists. I know they get so many, they get blasted a lot.
I've never actually gotten that I'm appropriating culture. Like I understand that I am appropriating culture, but like I don't know if someone was to turn around to me and say, "Oh, you're appropriating culture." It's not that I wouldn't care. It's just that like I do this because I love it. As long as I speak out on Black issues and I understand that I am using Black culture, I think that's important to recognize, and I think it's important that as a hip hop artist, as a white hip hop artist, that I use my platform to talk about the problems within the Black community and Black Lives Matter and how important it is that we still, because like I obviously, the whole protest started in early June, but like that it's still important to talk about these issues because Black Lives Matter isn't over. Just because there's less and less on social media doesn't mean it's over. Still need to
Right.
sign petitions, and if you can, you still need to donate money to obviously trusted donation. What's the word? Trusted places that you can donate to, and it's important that we still talk about it. Like I have a couple upcoming songs where I do talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, and I talk about how important it is that it doesn't just go, oh, we post a little black picture on our Instagram one day and we don't sign any
Yeah, I've been
petitions.
seeing a lot of black squares and
And it's like,
all
oh,
this like sign petitions and all. I've been seeing a lot of that. So
and then it's like, oh, that's enough social justice
that's
for
enough
today.
activism for today.
Yeah,
Like they be
exactly.
saying on Twitter.
It's like, oh, I posted my little black square. Now I'm just going to pretend it doesn't happen. And there's a lot of white Irish artists as well who I see who have done that, but there's still a lot that are still very vigilant and
Yeah.
still trying to help.
Still a lot of prejudice going on. Yeah.
Well, shout out to Chuckles real quick. So Chuckles is
Oh, we love Chuckles.
he's always using his platform to uplift everybody. Like, and it's very rare. So this is going to get a little bit controversial, but it's very rare that a straight white man is going to consistently talk out about.
Oh, get controversial. We love it. Yes.
No, but it's very rare that.
So we don't see a lot of straight white men getting up on here and
No, but it's very rare that they'll speak out about issues relating minorities, whereas in Chuckles consistently does it. Chuckles is what you would call a true activist.
Like he's really consistent. Like I see his Instagram stories, something going on in the world, and I love that. I love that he does that too. I'm not gonna lie, I love that he does that. And yeah, like you said, it is very rare. People like him coming up using his platform to let people be aware of what's going on. So
yeah, he speaks out for Black Lives Matter. He speaks out for the queer community. He speaks out for everybody, and he uses his platform and he uses his privilege for good. And he really he's personally made a huge impact in my life, and it's just so great that I have that friendship with him now because he really inspires me, and he's just such a good, decent human being, and I just love him for that. On top of that, he's an exceptional artist.
Yeah, Chuckles is a very good guy, and I love people like that. Just use their platform to get up on here. Not only make music about the world, but to also get up on platforms and speak out, and because we need everybody to do it, not just me, not just you, not just him, but we need everybody to come together and speak up and use our platforms, do whatever we got to do,
and continue to speak out about it as well. Not just for a month, not just for 2 months. Continuously speak out about it and share whatever information you can share. I think that's so important, and not just online. It's also important to speak out about it through music. I know that might not fit everyone's sound or style, so I'm not going to say everybody should, but if you make old school hip hop and you have that platform where you do speak about social issues within your music.
Yeah, especially because of how political old school hip hop is.
Yeah, Chuckles is super old school hip hop. All his inspirations are old school, MF Doom and stuff, people like that. And it's he uses, so obviously a lot of his music is old school hip hop, and so he uses his platform and he uses his music to speak out about these issues for minorities, and that's great. And obviously my music isn't as old school as his would be, but even with that, I still like to speak out on issues. The first feature I ever did in 2018 was a song for Laren. So it was Laren featuring myself and Lily Maisie. The song was called Changes. It's my first feature ever, and it's always going to be the feature that's
I'm still mad that's not on streaming platforms anymore. I'm gonna have a little talk with Mr. Laren.
I've tried to have a little talk with Laren, but no, you ain't having it. But
I'm gonna have a talk with Laren. I'm gonna get him.
That feature was so important to me because it allowed me to speak and allowed me to discuss Black Lives Matter and racism and homophobia and misogyny, which I just thought it's one of my favorite verses I've ever done. I opened it up with racism is the fear of losing privileges. To be better, we gotta maintain diligence, but that can happen if we don't see forms of willingness. The buildings say city, but the actions scream wilderness.
Love. Yeah, I loved your changes of verses. It's actually how I first discover you too. Cause I followed Laren for a long time, and seeing that he made music was like, which I thought he was very amazing.
I think that was my
Uh,
first song that actually ever came out, to be honest. Because what happened was I was in a group chat and Lauren was in the group chat as well. And I had recorded a remix to a Dua Lipa song. And I posted it into the group chat. I was like, what do you guys think of this? And he DM'd me, I think, and he said to me something like, oh, I loved your Dua Lipa remix. Do you want to hop on this song? And next thing I knew, I had this verse that I was so proud of. And I'm pretty sure that was the first song that ever released that like on streaming services that I was a part of, which was so dope. And I'll always be thankful for him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have linked up with you. I wouldn't have linked up with George Rose. I wouldn't have linked up with Christo Kings. It was him who saw something in me. He was one of the very first artists that saw something in me, put me on a record, and that's just kind of how it started. And like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a lot of the accolades and a lot of collaborations I do today.
love that for you. Love what you're doing. Love what Laren is doing. I love what everybody's doing. That's why I basically do this show, because I want to get bigger platform for people, and just to talk about music. And yeah, so love what you're doing. Love you. I love everything you're doing for the rap scene. And
I love everything you're doing for the queer music scene as well. It's so great that you have created this platform, this radio show, where you can kind of help boost other artists. Like, because a lot of the time artists are me. Whereas in your like giving a helping hand, and you're pushing artists as well, like you're pushing me right now by having me here, which I'm so thankful.
let me just put Tommy out here then.
Oh God.
But yeah, but I'm glad I finally got you on here on my platform. So
Thank you very
that's
much.
awesome.
It's an honor, especially because we've known each other so long. It's like, it's so great.
Yeah,
that
I'm like, why haven't we like got done like real talk? Like, I'm like, why haven't we done this?
Oh, what was that thing we were going to do? We were going to do a podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
a podcast.
Yeah, we were going to do a podcast, and then we kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah. Oh my God, I still want that to happen too. I was because somebody had told me to make TAJ Radio podcast, but I wasn't sure.
I mean, it's been pretty successful since, so like, keep doing it. Like,
Especially because I do play music on my show. I don't want like, I know not everybody copyrights their music, but I just don't want to like, because I like, yeah. But anyways, Tommy, thank you for coming on my show. Loved having you here. Loved talking with you. Can't wait for more music from you. Go stream Tommy's music. Go stream my music as well, because it's my show, period. But no, go
stream Get At Me. Stream Get At Me.
stream that. Stream our collab, Get At Me. We might have more collabs coming into work soon. Okay?
We ain't gonna spill that yet, though.
But no, go stream Tommy's music, though. Just because, he's everything. And thank you for watching TAJ Radio. Thank you, Tommy, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
Thank you. This show has been fun. I love it. Bye.
Bye.